We're getting ready for Cannes Lions pretty soon. It's going to be a great show. A lot of conversations around data, driving, decisioning, around linear or IP delivered. But and also that sort of topic is very much part of the upfronts, it seems. But tell us about how data, working with partners, with advertisers, with programmers perhaps, how that's changing and what you expect to see in Cannes and around effective advertising.
Yeah. So I think what's important to note is that this notion of using data to buy television is not a new phenomenon, right? Data has been used for ages. It's just what type of data and what you can do with that data. So I think, all these brands are very excited. I think all the agencies are very excited to work with data because it makes television buying or media buying more precise. I think you're seeing it on the television side, you're certainly seeing it on the digital side, and where the convergence is happening, you're totally seeing it. We see it ourselves. We've got data that's used almost exclusively on the linear side of our platform, but also with our OTT opportunity, Sling, that's all about data. And dynamic ad insertion in itself allows you to target the right audience with the right message.
So where do you see things going, and what are you excited to sort of talk about in Cannes, and what are your clients, what is sort of the message you want to communicate?
Well, for me is that data is not as scary as it used to be. We have so many different partners in the data space that we try to be as agnostic as possible. If there's a brand that needs a certain data set or has their data at a certain warehouse or needs to match with someone else, we're going to do that, and we're going to take on that work to make sure that that match happens. What we've seen in the last even just couple of months is the onboarding of many more data partners. Third-party data products are important. First-party data products are important, and when we can work with either one of those opportunities, it's what gets brands excited.
Now, some of the agencies have their own bone to pick with the operators around data, and you guys have major issues around privacy, of course, and the value of your own data.
Sure.
What do you say to the advertising community that says, you guys have so much information, why don't you help us out, let's collaborate? And there is a certain tension there, I think. Is that fair to say?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I think when you look at Dish's first-party data, the household subscriber data, that is very pristine, high-quality data, right? I know all of my subscribers, and that's an important chunk of data. I think you can see that the community and the industry is validating that data. We've worked with Rentrak, now ComScore, for a long time. We recently signed a deal with Nielsen regarding our set-top box data. So there's tremendous value to our data. When we talk about agencies and their use of that data, agencies are doing addressable buys or linear buys on behalf of clients. Each of those clients can either bring their own data to the table, or we can work with other vendors to bring data. But at the end of the day, we're matching everything against our subscriber data and providing the results that the brands need. So I don't see tension. I actually see more of an interest in using that first-party data to validate where the messages are being delivered.
And Adam, looking down the road in terms of TV delivery, well, let's say in the United States, and we all hear about unbundling, we hear about IP delivered.
Yeah.
Where does that shake out?
Yeah.
What is the mix? And we hear about movements at the FCC about getting rid of the box altogether.
Yeah.
But where does sort of that mix shake out, do you think?
I wish I knew. I mean, there's a lot that's going on. So I think if we looked at it step by step, so the skinny bundle is something that's absolutely happening in the industry, and you've got different operators that are making announcements all the time, and that's because programming costs are so expensive. At the end of the day, I'm a consumer, you're a consumer, we pay for television, and we don't want our bills to keep going up, 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 up. So I think that's happening. Again, as a sales organization for an operator, whether we have a skinny bundle or not, or whether we have a big bundle, when I have access to the inventory on the networks, I'm going to be able to use that inventory to, you know, deliver advertising messages. When we look at IP delivered, that is absolutely something that's exploding right now. I am thankful that we launched Sling over a year ago and got out in front of this so that we have more time, we had more time to really establish a billing system and a customer service system, and oh, by the way, get live television across the internet without a problem, right? We're used to broadcasting stuff. You send a signal up and it comes down. With over-the-top and IP delivered television, you're multicasting. You're sending multiple signals and they all have to sync up. So from a technical standpoint, I think we've done a pretty good job, and that's only growing. But the entire community are launching, you know, they're launching more over-the-top and IP delivered products than ever before. And that's because consumers want choice. They want to be able to pick up a smartphone or a tablet or a computer and be able to access content where, when, how. The issue that I see is with all of these IP delivered services, they end up being very narrow. You can get Netflix over here, and you can get Amazon over here, and you might be able to get a network or two here and there. But the idea of over-the-top is to sort of reduce the cost that people have to spend to get television, and by having 20 of these over-the-top products, all you're doing is rolling up the cost again.
So tell us what programmatic TV means to you. Ooh. And how you're embracing it in your way.
So I will say we are absolutely embracing it, but I don't want to call it programmatic TV, even though we call it programmatic TV, because I believe that there's no such thing as programmatic TV. I believe TV can be bought programmatically, and what I mean by that is there's a layer of automation, there's a layer of data, and there's a layer of buying impressions, right? That's what's happening now, and our foray into this area happened, you know, 9 months ago, and we are excited that we're going to come out of our pilot phase and we're going to move more into production. We're also very excited that we are going to be able to add many more DSPs now and work with many more brands through many more different platforms. And the whole idea is to be able to grow the ability to deliver impressions to those who want them. You know, for me, programmatic is not a product, it's a process. And if we can help enable brands and agencies to reach those audiences easier and to use data in purchasing these audiences easier, for me, that's exactly what our platform is all about.